DJ Sumbody just released one of the hottest songs in the country. He currently has the hottest club in Pretoria, a Yep Yep. He wants to expand the brand to Cape Town, the mother city of dreams, but also the most glaring example of Cape Town's inequality. Some of the world's dangerous gangs are in Cape Town, one of them being the world famous Numbers Gang. Opening a club in Cape Town is almost impossible without being extorted at some point. Ralph Stanfield is the leader of the 28 gang in the streets. When somebody and his manager wanted to open a Yep Yep to avoid the trappings of extortion, they contacted the 28 gang and got to meet with the leader himself. After a few conversations, they finally came to an agreement and a Yep Yep finally had a Cape Town branch. However, after seeing the success of Yep Yep, Ralph wanted more. He wanted more ownership in the club, more control, and he wanted the success for himself. So he started threatening Sumbody and his manager. On the 20th of November, Sumbody was on his way to the airport. At this point, I'm sure you're thinking it's obvious who did it. I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. Let's back up a bit. So our story starts with this guy, Provincial Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. On the 6th of July, he dropped a bombshell telling us that criminals were in cahoots with top officials in the government, including the current National Police Commissioner at the time, Senzo Mchunu. One of the names mentioned during this press conference was Amanth Swart. He was an engineer spanning in Vereniging. On the 17th of April 2024, as Amanth was pulling his car into work, 3 masked men ran up to the car and started unloading their weapons in the car. Amand was deleted on the spot. The worst part of this whole attack was that it was a case of misidentity. An employee of the plant Amand worked at had blown the whistle about irregular prices for items that they were selling being inflated for a bigger profit margin. You might be asking right now, what the hell does this have to do with DJ Sumbody? Well, according to Commissioner Mkhwanazi, those shooters were caught. The bombshell revelation is that these guys were actually khatas. The johns that they were using was actually steel that was stolen from the evidence locker at the police station. Now, before I reveal how the story is connected to Sumbody, I have to introduce one more character to the timeline. Katiso KT Mulife, leader of one of the most dangerous gangs in the country, the Big Five cartel. Now in 2021, a large shipment of drugs worth millions was stopped and confiscated at the Durban harbour. The crazy part of the story is that not even a few months later, somehow the same consignment of drugs was somehow stolen from the police custody months later. The whole operation was attributed to the Big Five cartel. Over many months, the cartel, which included Katiso, were trying to sell these drugs and move them as quickly as possible. This got members of the cartel to meet with many people in order to make proper introductions. One of those introductions was DJ Sumbody. Because of the Yep Yep Club, which attracted many people from many walks of life, from the famous to the infamously rich, he was asking to help facilitate a meeting between a member of the cartel and a potential buyer. At some point, they realized they had to be a snitch. Not knowing who the informant could be, they started putting hits on everyone they had approached regarding these deals. They would hire khatas who would work as police officials by the day and moonlight as assassins by night. One of these assassins would use a gun stolen from the evidence locker at the police station, the same one that they used at the murder of Amanth Swart. On the 20th of November 2022, one of those hits would turn out to be on DJ Sumbody.